Well, good morning. I'm Chicken Johnny, and you're in the garden with Chicken Johnny. This is garden tour number 7, and we're taking you all the way through the 2020 garden season. You know, this is the time when weeds and insects really start to challenge the gardener's patience and perseverance. Stay tuned all the way to the end of this program today. I'm going to give you 2 really good tips. One on managing potato bugs and one on managing weeds, particularly managing grass. I think grass is probably the most difficult weed in the garden to combat, and the reason is it doesn't hoe out. It just rides right underneath the hoe. So we've got that coming up. But first, if you're a member, thank you. I really appreciate your support. If you're not a member, it's a really easy thing to do, and it don't cost you nothing. Just push the button, the little red icon down at the bottom that says subscribe, or at the end of this video, you'll see a little picture of my tractor, and just hit that icon and you will be subscribed to our page. You'll get to see everything that we're doing. And make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and not some other social media platform, because YouTube is where it's at on the farm. Hey, we're going to take you for a tour. Let's start right here with, well, let's start with the shallots. They've actually stayed pretty weed-free. We haven't had to do a lot of weeding on these. We're going to have to come in. We've got a little bit of nightshade, and we've got a little bit of velvet weed coming in there. This is our Brussels sprouts, and then there's a little bit of eggplant all the way down at the end, and there's the zucchini. Now, I think one of the prettiest parts of the garden today, right here, that is Swiss chard. The Swiss chard is starting to come in good. Here's a turnip that's starting to look pretty good. There's a few weeds in around it. Here's a kale plant. We've got 2 entire rows of kale there, 1 row of kale here. This stuff will grow in pretty good. We've got some bare spots where we had some flooding. And then you come over to my Cabbage beets and then Detroit Reds. We've got 2 thick beds of Detroit Reds. My estimation, briefly, is that there's probably about 2,000 Cabbage beets in each of those beds. Well, that's what I call the seeded garden, because everything you've seen here went in by seed. Now, we've got another seeded garden that I want to show you, and you'll see that we've got a bit of a problem beginning to start in 2 of the sections. The first section that's a little bit of a problem, this is where we planted our cantaloupes and our watermelon, and you can't probably see it on the video right now, but we've got some grass coming in. We had a completely stale seed bed, and when we planted into that seed bed, there was nothing there, and we had tried to pre-germinate a lot of the weeds. But grasses come up, and they come up everywhere. This is the squash garden, and you'll see in the mid row here, there's just a whole lot of pieces of grass coming up. And in the row, we've got, well, this is actually a pumpkin, and it's doing well, but then you've got all this grass and another pumpkin up here, a little bit of ragweed. See how easy the ragweed was to pull out? Grass is a real problem. And so this is an area where I go off of the organic farm. I think organic farming has a lot of high qualities, but it's also difficult when you're farming at this kind of scale. It's difficult to keep everything organic. So I have found a couple of products over the years that will really help you increase the nutritional quality of your plants by eliminating a lot of the weeds that sap those nutritions away. And the one that I'm going to focus on today is Clothianum. Now, Clothianum, or Clothianum, depending upon who you're talking to, Clothianum was developed to kill only grasses. And it does a really good job on quackgrass. Of course, it does a fantastic job on your barnyard grass, your brome grass, and all of the other grasses that come into the garden and just make it difficult to get the grasses out and to get the garden weeded. One of the things that I've found is if I kill the grass early on, I can get in with a hoe and do in maybe 30, 40 minutes what would have taken me 4 or 5 hours with the grasses in. So Clothianum, check it out. It's available at Do Your Own Landscaping and as well as other places. It's not organic, but it will remove the grasses. You can spray it directly over your beets and it will kill the grass. It takes a long time to do it. It'll kill the grass. It won't bother the sunflowers. It won't bother the beets. There is a fairly long harvest interval time. I think it's about 30 days on beets. So you do want to pay attention to that, and you do not want to use this over and over. We spray it one time per crop, and we don't spray it on all crops. I use it on potatoes, I use it on onions, and I use it on the beets. We're also going to use it between the lanes in the squashes and in the watermelons. That'll help us stay ahead. So look at these peppers. They're really doing well. And there's a couple of them out here. We've got everything from Hungarian hot peppers to bell peppers. And then this gets into, these are cabbage plants. And this cabbage is starting to look really nice. And then you get into the, these are all cucumbers. Specifically, they're pickling cucumbers. And so that's going to go. Hey, join me over by the potatoes. I got one more thing to show you to focus on today, and that is potato bugs. We have fought an epic battle over potato bugs the last 14 days. And that's why we didn't do a midweek video this week. We just didn't have time. I was fighting potato bugs all week. Join me over by the potatoes and I'll show you the results. So we're in the potato field, and the one thing I want to show you, you see how this grass is dying out here? And that's because we sprayed it with the Clothianum, and it really opens it up. Now I've come through this space here and taken a lot of the weeds out. We left some of the milkweed, and we've gotten quite a bit of the other weeds out. But even these dead grasses, they don't hoe out well. So I highly recommend you do a little research. Do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. But here's the potatoes. You see some brown on the leaves, and that's from the neem oil. We put it on, it was a little bit too bright in the day. But here's what we're dealing with. These are cabbage beetles right there. That little guy right there. Now, he will eat that entire plant. He'll eat every leaf and every stem. As long as you get these before they get every single leaf, they'll come back. These potatoes will come back. Now, I am disappointed to see the one potato bug, but I will tell you that earlier this week, we were battling potato bugs. Look at all the damage that was done there. Now, I'm going to take you over to another section where the damage is even more devastating. Here's one here of the plant, just all the foliage removed. And we even lost a few plants. These aren't looking too bad considering what they looked like a couple of days ago, but there's an adult potato bug right there. I'm going to go in and but then if you look on the back of these leaves, there's another potato bug. Those are actually two different kinds of potato bugs, as well as they're at different stages. I'm looking to see if I can find any seeds, any eggs. I'm not seeing them. But look at that plant. This one, now it will come back, but the amount that these plants are set back, and here's another one. Well, I thought we had won, and really we only stepped it up a little bit, stepped it ahead. So let me tell you what we did last week. First of all, we started by trying to squish them. If you follow a lot of these organic gardeners, you'll see that they say, well, you just flip them into a bucket full of soapy water and they drowned. And it works. You kill the bugs that you find. Then other people tell you, squish them. And that works if you've got a small enough garden and if you've got enough time. They say the next step is to just spray the plants with soapy water. And that works. Now, I do have to warn you, you will get a little leaf damage when you spray soapy water on the plants. You've got to make sure that you don't do it in the middle of the day. The problem is, in order to have maximum effect on the potato bugs themselves, you actually do have to spray them when the potato bugs are active, somewhat in the middle of the day. Now, after you tried soapy water, if that didn't work, the next thing you want to try is neem oil. Neem oil will not harm the plant. It has a 0 harvest reentry time, and it has a 0 harvest interval, which means you can re-enter the field immediately after it's been sprayed, and you can harvest immediately after it's been sprayed. Neem oil isn't poisonous to us at all. It's a great product. We use it on cabbage all the time. We also use it on beets to get the mites and the little white flies and those kinds of things that eat the leaves up. But I'm going to tell you, neem oil didn't seem to really have the effect we needed on these plants. And you see that we still have some potato bugs. But after 2 applications of neem oil, I had thousands and thousands of potato bugs on my plants. I imagine if I come back here this afternoon, I'm going to see, look at how devastated this one is. Anyway, I imagine if I come back here this afternoon, I'm going to see a lot more potato bugs as the sun comes up and the potato bugs come out. And the idea of smashing them or spraying them off with water, it sounds great, but if I don't do something really drastic, I'm going to lose the entire crop. So yesterday, I took a little bit more of a drastic measure, and we sprayed this entire crop with imidacloprid. Now you have to spray imidacloprid at night, or at least in the evening, when the plants are when the beneficial insects have gone home for the night. They're in their hives. Now, beneficial insects don't eat the leaves of your plants. That's why they're beneficial. They eat the things that are eating your plants. And the secondhand ingestion of imidacloprid doesn't seem to hurt the beneficials. In studies, they've shown that that's just perfectly fine. Where imidacloprid will hurt your honeybees or your other beneficials is if you're spraying it directly on them. Now, imidacloprid is a nicotinoid, which means that it uses basically nicotine as its poisonous element, and the insects can't handle it. Now, at the levels that we're spraying it, it really isn't harmful to humans unless you were to spray it on yourself for some ridiculous reason. So care has to be used, and it's certainly a product that you want to use with caution and you want to use in a limited fashion. But if you're losing the battle of potato bugs and your crop is being devastated, we were probably 2 or 3 days away from losing every potato plant in the field. And then when they're done with that, they'll go on to somebody else's field and do the same thing. So I feel that I have a responsibility to make sure that I eradicate those Colorado 7-stripe potato bugs. You know, they come from the 4th level of Mordor. I don't know. So I want to show you the onions. And this is the onion field. We've got some weeding to do, particularly in the mid-rows. We've cultivated, but we need to weed it a little bit better. But I wanted to show you what some of these guys look like. And they're starting to bulb up. We should probably be getting to the point of picking these. Oh, I would think in about 3 weeks we'll probably pull these out of the ground. And here's another path of them. I'm not seeing too many of the red onions. I'm sure, oh, there's one. I'm sure they're around. Look at that. Well, that's the garden tour for today. Listen, if you're one of our subscribers, thank you. I hope that you enjoy the garden tour. I hope that the little tips I might be able to give you along the way will help you in your garden adventure. And all I ask you to do is leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up. So far, nobody's given me a thumbs down. I'm kind of happy about that. But hey, if you feel like you should be the first one to give me a thumbs down, go ahead and do it. But if you give me a thumbs down, leave me a comment and telling me why. I'm Chicken Johnny. You're in the garden with Chicken Johnny. I'm going to take you out with a real quick tour of the whole garden. Mitzvah Shem, we'll see you again. Eat your vegetables.